Hi, host Eric here, with host Ken, famous people Margie, Megan, someone, Zack Attack, Callum, Dr. Nutella, and the famousest person of all, GTM Recorder. We are here to talk about why and how different people do things for different reasons. This is prompted by a conversation I had with Eric's biggest critic, Barry, last night, in which he said, "Oh, Eric, your TwFP artifacts market is going to fail." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "I don't know, but I just think it is. Because in England, people wouldn't buy those." I said, "But I'm going to point out there are many different reasons why you might want to buy one of these things. It doesn't require you to believe it's fine art or something." He didn't want to hear it. He was quite determined to stress that it wasn't going to work. My point being, of course, that people buy things for very different reasons. So you might buy something because you like the thing a lot, you think it's going to look cool as a decoration, or you might buy it because you think it's going to be useful, like, "Ooh, I could use that as a doorstop." You might buy it because you think you want to support talking to people. You might buy it because you like me and you're feeling affectionate. Or you might buy it because you like the other person whose artifact it is. That's not me. You might buy it because you accidentally pushed buy. So,
or maybe just a hoarder. You just want shit.
Right. Or you might buy it because you believe in my market idea that it might actually prove marketable or whatever. So I gave a lot of different reasons why people might want to buy stuff. And I think, though, that the topic is not specifically that, but that process in general, that we tend to assume that people want to do things for the same reasons that we want to do things. So why would you buy that? I might say that about like some slightly different shade of lipstick than the one they already have, right? I might say, like, to my daughter, "Why do you need that lipstick? You have that color on right now, pretty much. It's almost the same color. You got that lipstick already." She said, "This is definitely a different color." Okay, but is it different enough to justify getting it, really? It might not make any sense to me because, of course, I'm not buying it, so I don't have any reason to buy it. She's buying it for some reason that she has in mind. Maybe it goes with this new shirt that she got. She wants to wear them together. I don't know.
There are already redundancies in place. There are certain sort of catches that allow for it so that you don't need to have this huge marketplace audience that's there to buy all these collectibles because, you're sort of small scale in some ways. You're just starting out. Mm-hmm. And so you don't need this huge audience. It's not like it's an upstart business necessarily. It's really it's its own thing. And I think really if Barry were to get into the qualms that he has with it, it's really that it just seems unfamiliar. But how many things get huge that at some point weren't what was familiar? Cell phones, things like that. And I'm not saying that the collectibles market is going to rival cell phones, but it doesn't need to rival cell phones because you're not necessarily competing on an international,
Correct.
marketplace.
It's all about the rake. It's all about the rake, right? If you are playing a poker game, you don't want to be any of the players, including the winner of the poker game. You want to be the guy taking the rake, taking a little bit out of every pot. If you submit an object and if I can successfully get people to trade this like a stock or a commodity that has it goes up and down and has some sort of linkage to a real world thing that you could say, well, the reason this went up is because host Ken started making more videos. That'd be great, right? The reason the value of this went up is because he left the show. He's not going to make any more. He's not going to be in the audience.
Oh, sorry. Is that Courtney's microphone doing that?
I think it's a
What
duck.
is it?
There's like a slight echo. It's like a buzzing almost.
Or do you have a duck right next to your microphone?
That's what it sounds like.
Sounds a little bit
Really?
like
It sounds like you're trying to smuggle ducks.
duck.
How's that?
Sounds good. You're good.
It sounds like you're squashing a duck.
How are you guys doing?
Good. We're discussing
And look at that,
how
she just
different people do
ignored
things
it.
for different
She just-
reasons.
Are you in California?
I am because I'm waiting for rush hour. I'm gonna wait.
No,
3
actually,
hours.
his car looks. The inside of his car looks exactly like his living room. So
I
it's a
cleaned
common
it.
mistake.
Because today I cleaned the car out. I'm all packed. Got all my shit there. I tried to leave already, but I missed the window. You got to leave before. You got to leave by about 1 o'clock. I tried to push. I left around 2. Got on the freeway. It hit dead stop pretty quick.
I figured you were kind of pushing it. I was like, why is he waiting so long? And then I realized it's only like it's not even 5 o'clock at where you're at. It's like almost 8 here.
Right. Well, the other thing is, remember,
Oh, yeah.
my first night of Hope Motel is tomorrow night in Denver, and the trip looks like it takes 15 hours. I thought it took 20. It looks like it's actually only take 15. Is what
Okay.
the Google Maps told me.
Where are you stopping first?
I'll probably stop in Vegas for I don't know. Last time I drove through Vegas, I lost $50. So I might go do that again. I took $50. I put it on roulette. I put $5 on 10 different numbers, and then because if you hit one, it pays. What is it? 16 to 1, 32 to 1, I think, something like it. Pays pretty big. So I did that. If I had gotten, like if I'd hit one at 32 to 1, it would be $320 for a $50 bet.
Yeah.
So I liked the chances pretty good, but I didn't hit it. So then I just left. I don't have any problem with gambling. It's not a vice I get addicted to at all. When I lose, it makes me want to leave. $50 seems like a lot to lose for nothing, for no reason. But of course, I'll probably do that again just because, well, one of these times I'll hit it.
I like to, and I'm not necessarily talking about casinos. I'm talking about just gambling. Playing the odds in general in life. I like to win gambles in situations where I didn't realize I was gambling until I've won. Then I'm like,
Oh, is that what that was for? A betting pool?
I don't want to have any notion that I'm in the process of gambling. I just want to become aware that I was gambling once I've won.
I've only been gambling one time in New Orleans. Oh, and Biloxi, Mississippi.
Biloxi, hotbed of
Is
gambling.
this one of those things where you keep coming up with instances where you gambled and then slowly the story unfolds and we realize you have a gambling problem? Like then in Biloxi, and then there was Texas. Wait, no, there was that casino in Red Hook. You know what? Really, I got a problem.
It was
Sorry.
Idaho. I had pawned my car, and
She's like,
No.
I think I.
This man came up to me though, and he looked insane. He looked drunk and insane, and he was like begging for money to go in and gamble some more. It was scary.
wow.
My boyfriend at this time and I were like, "Whoa, man!" Like I thought he was gonna try to like stab me or something.
That's.
I guess it's a big problem for some people.
I'll tell you this. When I did stop in Vegas, this was on the way to Utah in June, and we stopped for gas on the way back. I mean, it's kind of depressing because I saw like 2 people within the 10 minutes I was there who were passing by who were staggering drunk in the street, like just, and you just realize, man, this place. I mean, I respect everybody's right to do as they please, but it's sad.
I don't drink anymore either.
I don't argue. That's the drug that makes it. It's the saddest drug. People get sadly fucked up by it. Like it's depressing. Drunks are depressing.
Aw.
Alcohol. Lorenz, alcohol is the depressing drug.
I got a job today.
Congratulations. What kind of
I
drug?
went to clap and I just ended up doing that. So yeah, this is the closest to me clapping.
That's how fish
Congratulations.
That's how fish clap. Okay, so
Yeah.
What's your job?
Nurse aide. Till I figure out what to do with my life. If I ever figure out what to do with my life.
What you're supposed to be doing with your life is really. I'm in the middle of a monologue. You had to do that? Oh, I gotta deal with this. Give me a second.
Remember the topic. We're talking ways in which why different people do things for different reasons, and how we tend to assume they do things for the same reason we do them for. Besides buying things, other things that people do for different reasons might be like what somebody wants from an exchange regarding what you're going to do. How many times have we probably all encountered, or I don't know, maybe not, but I've encountered plenty of times the thing where you go, well, where do you want to go eat? 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 That is one of those situations where both parties are assuming the other person actually wants to pick what they want to eat. But in reality, the other person may actually want you to choose. And it's hard to note, it's hard to remember that even though it might sound strange to me, that's not like here, for example. I always assumed when I'm in here that at first I would assume that, well, probably everybody wants to be front and center as much as possible, so my job is to make sure everybody gets a chance to be front and center. I realized quickly enough is that a lot of introverts do not want to be front and center, and they maybe are just here to listen to me yammer on. And if nobody's talking, that it's okay for me to just come in here and start talking about shit. Because
except for me, I want to say stuff more often.
But you see, and there came to be this sort of unspoken thing that says, well, if you turn on the camera or mic and you're involved in it, then I have to adjust. Go.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say with the food thing, I think maybe in this particular room you'll get more people that resonate with the idea of not really being sure where to go, because we don't have a whole lot of TE in the room. I think higher TE would be more comfortable with making executive decisions in terms of cost-benefit analysis, like this place is better for this reason or that place is better for that reason. Whereas maybe for other people it's more like, well, what about the experience? Maybe you decide you want to go to Denny's because, well, I've gone to Denny's before and I like the feeling of going to Denny's and sitting down and things like that. Whereas for me, I'm like, I don't necessarily just want to go to a restaurant because there's no hunt. There's like there needs to be a build-up, there needs to be an experience, there needs to be some sort of charge so that going to the place is a release of that.
Yeah. I think it depends.
I like
Go ahead.
And I don't stretch at my door again.
Go ahead, Courtney.
What?
I said, go ahead.
Oh, I said I hate making the decision, and I very much like it when, unless it's like something I'm really feeling like eating. I like it when the other person makes the decision.
Courtney, we're going to Chuck E. Cheese. Get in the car. Like that?
I'd be down for that.
Chuck E. Cheese. It's not that fun. I've been there as an adult. It's not very fun.
All I heard was Eric using his sultry voice, and then Courtney saying, I'm down for that.
Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese, Ken. We're talking Chuck E.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go get some Chuck E. Cheese.
Giant, entertaining, dancing rats.
And ball pit.
He comes down and hey girl, you want to get some scurvy?
I went to the Chuck E. Cheese, and I spent the entire time in the ball pit. Didn't even eat.
I went into the ball pit and I ate because some kid left his cheese pizza in the ball pit.
Anyway, the thing is about going out to eat and stuff, I generally, depending on the nature, it kind of depends on the nature of the relationship. So, for Abraham or Felix or something, I will just decide what we're eating, and then I might just say, is this cool with you? If you don't like this, say something, we'll go someplace else. I don't mess around with that much. But in other contexts, I like the let's decide as we drive method too. Ken, how do you feel about the let's decide as we drive method of picking where to eat?
It can apply some pressure depending on how quickly you're trying to come to the decision. Because again, it's that like executive decision. What's the better place to eat at? I'm like,
Courtney, what are you thinking about the decide as you drive method of deciding where to eat?
Yeah, I like that.
It's
well,
flexible.
It depends on your relationship with the person. If you're going on a date, you want the man to decide. You don't want to worry about that kind of shit. If I'm with like my sister or my friends, then yeah, we'll just kind of decide as we go along.
Is that a
hey girl, we going to Carl Jr.'s, girl?
I specifically want sushi. I specifically want this. I don't know.
Interesting.
I think that
Do you think
varies.
that's a universal rule that chicks don't want you to go, where do you want to go eat? Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
I think it shows like
Then
a
you make
level.
the decision, and she's like, "No, not that place."
Right.
I think it shows some proaction and like you don't. I mean, I don't like to be the leader. You know what I mean?
You want to feel as though somebody's decided on a course of action in order to please you and or
I
impress
don't
you
know
or
if that's
whatever.
I'm
acting as much as like a male female thing.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that it's not so much a gender thing like you're saying, and it's more because you're an INTP and you don't want to have to decide that shit anyway. Because I'm pretty sure if you were to ask the INTP males present or when they are present, if they would like to take the lead and have to come up with all these decisions, they would probably vote to just stay in their caves.
Well, that's not an option.
Have you asked them? They seem to think it is. Ask an INTP, you either go out with me now or our friendship's over. And they're like, well, it was nice knowing you. I'm sorry it had to go down this way, but what the fuck is happening here? I feel like I'm being interrogated by good cop, bad
Good
cop,
luck.
or bad cop and worse cop.
Hey, you better watch
All right,
your
listen.
attitude. You better watch your attitude.
We're gonna put you through the ringer, but I'll let you talk to my partner first. And then Courtney comes in and she just starts smashing my hands with a mallet. God damn it, Courtney, you're supposed to be a good cop.
Courtney, relax. Hey, buddy. She can fly off the handle. You want to talk
She
to
comes in with a loaded magnum and just starts swallowing Vicodin. Like, listen, I am 3 fries short of a Happy Meal. You're gonna tell me what the fuck's going on?
She comes in pushing one of those nurses' trays, right, from work that she's gotten. And on the top level are all these, hype you up drug paraphernalia. Your crack pipe, your lines of meth, lines of coke.
She's like, listen, I got meth, I got coke, but if you want to survive, do not go for the Jello shots. I'm telling you.
On the second, the gel shots up there too. On the second shelf, you got your non-lethal weaponry, your brass knuckles, your chains, your bats, your other thing. On the third shelf, there's always 3 shelves on those things. Third shelf, you got your guns, okay? And, they bring in the 2 cops. There's one cop, he's the normal cop. The other cop, he seems normal too. Hey, listen, perp. You're the perp, okay? Now, we got a perp in here like you, a real scumbag. We got to get off the street. We got Officer Courtney.
I understand.
Here. We got Officer Courtney.
I know.
Here. Now listen, right now she's cool. Courtney, do a line of blow right now. Okay. Yeah. So now she's starting to get a little bit amped up. We've got the meth, we got the crack still to go. By the time she is doing the nitrous hits, your face is going to be so bloody that I'm going to have to, it's going to take me weeks to mop up in here. I don't want that, you don't want that.
Jesus Christ, man, just
You
give
are
it
that man.
Look, she's moving on to the helium. Do not let her move on to the helium. Like, listen here. What the fuck I want to know?
You're like,
Take it out.
oh, hold on a second. Didn't you arrest me for marijuana possession?
You guys are doing way harder stuff. Sorry, did you just... would you just snort ashes? Whose ashes are those?
That's not ashes. That's cleaning solution. Around here, we snort straight cleaning solution. It's good. You want some? You want a line?
That's the powder people throw down to clean up vomit stains on carpet.
Yeah, it's vomit powder.
One of my dad's friends' brother died, and we live in Oklahoma, so on the anniversary, what they do is they load his ashes into a shotgun and shoot a couple of friends.
That's great. I like that.
That's
pretty
pretty cool.
Eric, you want us to shoot your ashes into the sky?
No, I think I want my ashes to be planted. I don't want my ashes. I want my body to be planted in the ground, no coffin, with a tree on top of it. Planted on top of it. The tree grows its roots through my body, is the idea. And sucks me up into the tree. And then I just chill inside the tree.
Your tree body is going to get chopped down, turned into paper for books so that they can print textbooks on instructional teaching for schools.
That's fine. That's a long ways away. I'll worry about that when when it gets there. I'll figure something out when I'm a tree how to get out of that.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I'll figure it out. I'll start yelling at the lumberjacks. Hey, what the fuck you think you're doing?
You have no right to be chopping down trees in this area. Can you make ownership claims on the woods? Just starts arguing. You just see branches flopping around. You can't make ownership claims on these sorts of things.
Right, exactly.
Just like they're just standing there. It's like, okay, was there something in the coffee? Because I swear to God that this tree's arguing with us.
I planned this 120 years ago in 2016, and I'm executing this plan right now. I have it on record. Go on YouTube, look at the Raw channel. You will see that I planned this back then. You may not cut me down.
I have papers. I have papers.
That'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
If I do end up a tree, this is gonna happen.
We're gonna dig you up and take you around everywhere we go until you're
Great.
bigger.
That'd be great. You mean you're gonna outlive me, Courtney? Are you sure? I plan to live to at least 120, 130.
How old are you?
I'm 45.
45?
Mm-hmm.
You got about almost 20 years on me.
Yep. Well, that just means I have to live 20 years longer than you. To win.
Well, that
I do plan on winning.
I'm going to download my consciousness into a computer system.
All that means is when the race is starting to look tight, he's just gonna have to do you in. That's what that means. Do you in?
Look, I plan to, whatever it is, that makes me, kind of be nearer to death than I am now. I plan to pull a fast one on it, and like that. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do or what's going to be the problem. I'll have to figure that out on the fly. What happened?